Oh,
Happy Monday.
yes, indeed. And I don't have an alliteration for be local.
Huh? Well, you can have my the company, the LLC that is going to be my company that kind of runs that franchises me called Rooted Reach. So I got you some
Okay.
alliteration.
All right. There we go.
I got
So,
some
okay.
Secretary of State mail. Or do you get the USP Informed Digest every day?
I do not.
USPS?
No.
So the United States Postal Service has a thing where they will send you an email every day with a picture of all of your mail that's going to be delivered. So
Really?
So it tells you it's called USPS Informed Delivery. I signed up when I got my house because it was like a box to check.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll check the box. And so now every morning I get an email being like, you have 5 letters in the mail, and it shows me pictures of stuff, and I know that thing's coming this afternoon.
I'm actually impressed.
It's cool because it literally. I mean, I have to show now.
Okay, that's rad. That's actually a cool thing that the government came up with.
Informed delivery. So yeah, I'm sorry you guys don't get to see this. But yeah, so this is my daily digest coming soon. I've got 5 pieces of mail. I've got a Shutterfly thing, holiday sale. I've got this piece from the Secretary of State.
That's how I know. Okay.
That's how I know that they're that I probably have
I'm totally doing that
EIN.
because I check the mail probably once a month.
Yeah,
give or take.
Okay, then yeah,
it's because it's overstuffed.
Yeah.
Whenever I get everything. Because I mean, I'm the king of paperless. Plus, I hate going to the mailbox.
Yeah, if it's paper, I probably have a digital version of it, or it's junk.
Yes,
most of the time.
Exactly.
So anyway, how was your weekend?
Good. Yeah, they all like I said, they all run together, and that's a good thing. I prefer it that way versus like total chaos or anything of that nature. And so like now, the thing that I'm looking into is, oh shit, now I forgot what it's called. So Teresa wants to do the option to have remote podcast or live guests from elsewhere.
Okay.
And so
like a remote stream, like bringing in like a
now it's my turn to figure out.
To Google it?
Yeah. Well, I look at the calendar because I have the call booked for today.
So you're going to want to bring in like a Zoom feed or something like that.
Riverside is what it's called. Riverside is a software that I have a call booked at 2 p.m. to figure out, okay, how can we incorporate this? Because it seemed like the quality was exceptional for what it was going, but you'd always be handcuffed by whatever they've got on the other side. So if like somebody's shooting on like an iPhone 3 on the other side, okay, it looks like the old sci-fi thing.
That's even if you watch like news shows now, like sometimes they come in with like that feed from like somebody's office, and you're like, okay, like everybody's kind of accepted the fact that feed's not always the best.
Yeah, but like there, it's like, okay, I'm totally hip to the idea of like, okay, every once in a while that'd be fine. If you're live, nobody cares. But if you're wanting to actually carve that up and then put it out in perpetuity, it's not really a good look. And especially if you have something where the content is stellar, because like I'm guilty, like if the content is fantastic and it either looks and sounds like dog shit, I'm out. I'm just like, whatever. And then like, hey, here's a dumb thing that looks great.
Yeah. And like, I'll watch it again. Reels.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll just loop it, because like right now on over there in the foyer or whatever we would call it, I have Kathy back on a loop because it was like, I was like, oh, that looks really good. And, even though it's an Opus clip out of the 4K shot. So technically it's only 1080 on a 4K TV, but it's like, okay, that looks all right. And I nailed the neon to the wall. So I have like little hooks that I can hang it on. So now I have a gimmick with a gimmick.
I think I shared that on my Facebook. Yeah, there's the new Studio USA sign. So when we bring the Studio USA podcast mobile, that's going to become
on the road.
That's the backdrop on the road.
Yes.
So which we will be doing
the 18th
next week. Yeah, the 18th.
Yes. So now the next up is a grid to basically maybe hang it like 4 feet off the ground. Yeah. And take it on the road.
That reminds me, I got to make sure the 18th's in my calendar. That's going to be a fun morning.
Yes.
So
yeah, because everybody's in. All the Disrupt Her gals are going to be there. So the area realtor meeting, far North Dallas, will coincide and be promoting the Disrupt Her event, which is December 1st at Metrotex, and it's Teresa Flood, Ashley Gentry, Michelle Ozimi, Lacey, and Courtney. Lacey Brucey. Brucey, and then Courtney Benson. Yeah, it's like it's one of those German names. I'm not exactly.
SCHTY.
There's a bunch of consonants. Yeah, there's a bunch of consonants in there. And I'm like, I think it's.
She just says Lacey Brucey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it's going to be killer. Yeah. And I'm super excited for that because we're going to shoot that like we did the last KW event or like the Real Producers convention. So there'll be like tons of stuff there. But I wanted to do something where we like combine the gimmicks where it's like, okay, we're going to take the podcast thing live, throw that out there, and shoot it as if we're doing a road show, but it's going to be centered around content to promote. 2 weeks later, the gals have their event. So, and then at the end of it all, I want to have the stuff from the event, the stuff from the promotion, the stuff from us taking the set on the road, and combine that into like, here's another thing we can do. Because a lot of this is just, I don't know, glorified proof of concept, and it, with a little asterisk and caveat of like, hope this works. But that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
And then like what we've got Thursday is to bring it back to be local. The parent company is here, and it is either some kind of, did they ever say what they're calling it? I don't even know. It's like a leadership conference.
Not for sure. They mentioned, I was in training all week, and they mentioned that they were going to be in Dallas no less than a dozen times, but I didn't pry.
So I
wasn't like, tell me all about what's on the agenda.
Well, and you'll be there. So it's like,
we'll pop in.
So that'll be interesting to where you'll have the hey, I've seen these guys.
I get to put some. I get to see some people in person. I've seen a lot of faces because we've been on Zoom, but maybe I get to height
IRL.
See how short
You'll see them IRL.
Yeah. Cool. What else? Oh, Thursday morning, I will be at the Garland Area Realtor meeting.
Oh,
so we'll be talking a little bit there.
Firewheel.
I think I'm sponsoring that. Yeah, that's at the Branding Iron and Firewheel. It goes off at like 8:30. I should have done my research. I don't know who our main speaker is, but we usually have like a really good.
Oh yeah,
it's usually like the mayor or I think the superintendent of Garland was there last month talking about some bond stuff. And if you're involved in the community, if you're a realtor and you care about Garland, that's a great one to go to. It's pretty well attended and the food's good.
Right on.
So yeah.
So you have been immersed.
Yeah. So when you guys got off this train, I was about an hour and a half from going to my
the first one.
Yeah, right? The very first training call. I mean, it's we got off of this at like 10. I think we started at 11. So, I mean, drinking through a fire hose on like the value proposition of all of this stuff. But it was great. I mean, the team is I love the idea that like we don't need everybody, like we have an excellent product that accomplishes our goal, right? And like I need like 30 people, 25 like good business partners that want to bring like good content to new residents about like what to do, places to go, things like that. So that kind of made all of the conversations that we have and like our even cold calling and stuff much more relaxed, right? Because at the end of the day, like we're as business owners doing kind of an evaluation of who's going to be a partner for us.
Yeah,
right?
Well, and there's that element of if you look hungry, you go hungry.
Oh yeah,
and so by not needing it, there's a completely different mindset. It's a completely different dynamic, and it just absolutely makes it so much easier from the side of the person who actually is looking for something, like in this case, the business partner that matches, because just trying to get people to throw money at it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want just people to throw money. Right. What's great is that I have, because I don't need everybody in the magazine, we can go picky choose. Look hungry, go hungry is kind of funny because I think I was telling you last week, there's some sort of correlation. The vibe that's given off when I like really believe in something and I'm excited to like bring something that's valuable, and the vibe that's given off if you're like desperate for a sale are very similar in like excitement and energy.
It's like the whole thing of like the horseshoe theory, where like the far left and the far right aren't really that different. Exactly. They're actually like coming around the barn.
Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that it's funny because like I'm learning as I'm going through like recording myself, and like I recorded all of my cold calls on Zoom, so you got like video of me failing miserably. And so as I do that, I realize like, hey man, like you sound really excited, and you are, but you gotta go bring this back to like stop being so excited about it, because I'm excited because I think it's a great product for new residents. I think I'm gonna be able to elevate the experience of new residents, and when they get better, when they have a better experience with better community members.
So
I'm in the heart of it. I literally live like Spring Creek and Coit. Like this is
the whole thing. Like the in the world of sales, like if you're like over the top, excited, fired up. Yeah. It's like you can just outsell. You can like you drove right past the close, bro. You drove right past.
Stop selling.
Yeah, stop.
I'm looking forward to like refining my talk to be a little more laid back, because I mean at the end of the day, like this either makes sense for people or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. So Again, my job is really to say, like, who's a good fit. My goal, if we talk about like my Simon Sinek why, right, is I want to create. I believe that when people are successful, or when new movers come into a community and they find their niche and their place and their purpose in there, they thrive. They're better community members, and the community's better for it.
Yeah, it's better for the tribe.
Yeah. So like, if I'm going to do something with my time, effort, and energy, it's going to be towards making my community better. That's it. Like, that's my why. I live here. I love it.
Yeah.
I want people to be happy in this area. You know, Plano, CNBC voted Plano the number one.
I saw that.
The happiest community in the country. Happiest community in the country, CNBC. That was yesterday. I think it was yesterday's poll.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That's bonkers.
Go read the article. It's on my Facebook page. I thought it was really interesting. Because usually we're in like the top 5 of like McKinney, Allen, even like when you're talking growth, it's like Prosper, Salina.
Yeah, Collin County and North always does
all
well.
Of Collin County, you're going to get at least 1 or 2 cities in Collin County that are like
awesome
best places to live. But I mean, like, it just is. Like, it just has everything. It checks every single box.
Yes.
So anyway, long story short is I'm more of like the evaluator, saying like, hey, this is going to be a good fit. Most of the people that this makes sense once I started learning about it, but most of the people that have success with us and most all of the publications for Into, whether that's Be Local or Street or Stroll or Greet or Real Producers even, already do a really good job with like word of mouth business.
Yes.
Right. They're good with referrals. They do. And the reason they do that is because they execute well. Like, and that's kind of why we're looking for good word of mouth and referral people, because I know you do well for the people that you support already.
Well, and that was one of the crazy things that really got cemented for me over the time of the last 6 years of being in the Real Producers universe and kind of watching it grow. And there's a difference between people saying like, man, I see that everywhere. What is that? You know, like they're like, you're always doing that thing, or I always see this, that, and the other thing in regards to that. And then people would ask me, how do I get attached? And it's like, oh, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah. And so there's like a little bit of FOMO that is created and kind of like engendered just by virtue of the shit looks good. You know what I mean? Like the hard copies, the tangible assets look really good.
The actual publication. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'll talk a little bit about how we make this a resource that when they actually get it in the mail, like they've been exposed to this brand a lot. So they see it as a valuable resource, not
in talking
garbage.
About the mail. It's like I get 4 Real Producers every month, and so like once a month when I go to check the mail and it's overstuffed, they're like 4, and they're like substantive. It's like oh, this is they're like heavy, you know, and it's like wow. And then I flip through and then I see people that I know and like, oh, I was at that thing, or like I'm in the photo or whatever. But like that carries weight, and then like you said, making it where we pick who is in it. It's not just like, hey, if you give us $500, we'll throw. Yeah,
we're not posting. I'm not out here posting like prices and being like, hey, give me a call. Like I'm calling. If you have received a phone call from me, and you probably I made 55, 60 calls last like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right on. If I'm sitting on your voicemail or something, I didn't call because you were like a random person. Right? Like,
right.
I'm not smiling and dying. I'm finding like who are the top 5 plumbers in the area. And most of these, I spent a lot of time last week talking to realtors and other ecosystem partners and being like, hey, who's your guy? Like AC, roofing, fencing. I want one person that like you trust above anybody. Name, phone number, email. I'm going to reach out and say you're vouching.
Yes.
Right? And set a lot of good appointments with those type of things. And I love the fact that like I know that everybody that's going to be in this publication, I'm going to have a personal relationship with. We're going to, I mean, my picture and bio's on page 3. So like with my email. So like if you have a problem that you know me too. I have a vested interest in everybody in this magazine being able to execute at a very high level.
Well, right? and it's also, as I put on my studio hat and the content, I'm always trying to figure out ways to like, hey, how do we make more content? You know, because at the end of the day, the philosophy that I operate under is nobody knows who you are. Do more, advertise more. And it's like the perfect synergistic thing where it'll be interesting on Thursday to see like, oh, hey, we're here shooting for the owners of the entire thing, and then you'll get to hobnob in person with the folks that you've been on.
Well, be cool because they'll get to see like because I've been talking a little bit about what we do.
Yes,
but on the Be Local side, right? They have no idea what we're talking about, right? But like you go upstream a little bit, and then they've been exposed to real producers.
Yes,
and
the convention,
exactly.
that, because that was born out of, or the thing on Thursday was born out of the convention being here, and then the sort of scattershot way that we figured out in real time how to do the live podcast set. And now we weren't live streaming because that would have been a nightmare from the convention center. But if they would have wanted us to, now we can. If you have robust internet, then not Wi-Fi, but
you give us a good hard wire with clean feed, good quality of service, and we're good.
And it'll be cool to see how. I love all these like different, like all the roads lead to Rome in a really weird round, because like we're there at the convention. That's how you meet the
That's
recruiter.
literally how I run into Beverly, and it's like, with zero knowledge of this,
right?
To
zero
like
intent that morning of being like, I'm going to have a magazine.
And now I'm literally, I couldn't be more excited, and like couldn't feel like, why was this not something that I explored or came onto later?
And there's an element of like, how did Plano not already have one?
I'm remarkably, that is actually the question.
Yeah.
That's on my mind now. So B Local is relatively new from an N2 standpoint, right?
Okay.
So let me back up a little bit. So word of mouth is like, we love those people.
Yes.
The reason we have a lot of success there typically is because the people that have a lot of success in word of mouth, have used different. They usually trust that as like, that's our advertising strategy. They probably don't do a lot of like, they're not buying Super Bowl ads or anything.
Yeah, and they're not running social media, Facebook ads.
But new movers, you move to a new area, and a lot of Plano specifically has a lot of out of town, out of state, because we've got Frito-Lay with the PGAs right here. We got TI and Raytheon and Cisco Systems, and what's the other major, Toyota?
Oh yeah,
like all of these major corporate.
And there's more coming every year.
So we see this like very standard corporate reload, but mainly from out, like a lot of out of towners coming in. So they don't have that word of mouth network. Like that just doesn't exist, right? You've got your neighbor, and so if you're a business owner with a great referral business, you just got to hope that that new mover, their neighbor is going to recommend. Like they just don't have it, and movers are remarkably hard to get in front of. Mainly not because like we don't know who they are, but because they get bombarded with stuff, right?
So it's the American way. As soon as you do anything that puts you on the radar of a marketing company, like I did a thing where, I know what it was. It was like I had my credit pulled to look at lines of credit. Dude, my mailbox is overstuffed with every fly-by-night, ridiculous. And it's like, wow, I had actually, my credit score is now, it was 781. Like as historic, like there I'm going to humble brag a little bit because it took forever, like running a business on credit cards to start. It will kick the living shit out of your credit score. But whenever that turned the corner, now everybody wants. It was like, oh, y'all didn't care whenever I needed it. You know what I mean? It was a bit. Now every day is overstuffed with offers from the shit I've never even heard of.
I'm getting tons because I submitted my LLC filing.
Oh yeah,
and then so like everybody's like,
corporate
Amex, credit, start a business.
Corporate
I was
Amex.
like, I got it, man. Like, it's I get lots of fun. Like, thank God. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a new phone number because my phone number is currently my old Baltimore number from like a decade ago.
Oh yeah,
but I've kept it because of the spammers. Before we had like all this like spam call telemarketer prompt, I would just know that like if it comes in a 443 number. You're a I don't know scam.
You.
You're a spam call.
Yep.
Because everybody with a 443 number is saved in my phone that I care to talk to. So anyway, back to this a little bit. So B Local really serves as kind of this matchmaker for all of those folks that move in that don't have that network. So places to go, things to do, best businesses to use, like really just a great resource. So yeah, I'm incredibly excited about it. I guess when it comes to like why movers, I always thought that like, okay, of course you want to get in front of new movers. You have natural attrition in your business, right? These people are coming in to replace it. Like we have to have some sort of strategy there. I didn't really realize the importance of targeting them because of like the lifelong relationships and then their statistically how they spend once you buy a house. So movers will spend more in that first 6 months than they will in the next 3 years on their home, right? So like we're a perfect example. We moved in, we ripped all the floors out of our house. We spent a ton of money doing just setting the house the way we want.
Exact same thing. My condo 13 years ago. tear out the upstairs, like the loft, tear out the flooring, all, I don't know, probably like put 25 grand in it or whatever. Like that first 6 months, haven't done anything even remotely close to that since.
Yeah.
And it was all new appliances, all new upstairs flooring, all new, tear the popcorn off the ceiling, just like repaint everything. It was just like shit tons of work.
It's the time like a Band-Aid, like rip it off. So like that's the perfect time if you're like a home services company.
Yep.
Because also they don't have the network. You are in the stats. We'll go look up the study, but you're about 5 times more likely, or a person's 5 times more likely to go with like the first person that they are
the old
exposed
Google
to.
thing, like if you're on the first page,
if you don't know, like if you don't know, they're more likely to go there. Also, about 72 business relationships, new business relationships are created when people move. So think of all the places you have to, a dentist office, your vet, your like the person that does your yard, like
everything from a dry cleaner to the chiropractor to all points in between.
So all very, very important. Now they're traditionally hard to get in front of because you don't. They throw away all that trash. Like they're getting bombarded with stuff. So you have to create, if you're going to do something where you're going to touch these people, you have to give them value, something they're going to actually read.
Yes.
So we do that in like some different ways. I thought it was just a magazine. I was like, hey, here's a magazine. So before you even, while you're looking to move, over the first 90 days to move, Be Local is dropping brands digitally online. So based on your search, based on geotagging, we're actually hitting you with Be Local branding that's directing you to like our landing page. You remember that digital thing? Yeah. All of those ads there are clickable and everything in that whole digital landing page. So if somebody's looking for Plano, like things, Zillow, Plano, whatever, I get a banner for Be Local, little ads, things making them aware, exposure to the brand over time.
Just a little bit of visibility.
Right. So then I've been kind of searching, I get a realtor. Now that realtor, if you're a top realtor in Plano, will have access to these Be Local.
Yes.
Things. So they will have, the Ashley Gentrys of the world will have us who are taking around and say, hey, by the way, I know you're staying in a hotel. They're coming in from California. There's some great places to eat in here, right? So there's exposure number 2. Exposure number 3, you're at closing. All our major, let's say you're closing at Chicago Title in Allen. We'll have Be Local sitting there ready for you to come in. So there's 3 touch points before they ever really see the publication hits them in the mail. Now they're in their house within the first 60 days, they're going to get this publication that they've already been exposed to multiple times, already see as value, and it becomes a coffee table book. It becomes something that's trusted to them. This comes in the mail with 15 other pieces of 20% discount, coupon book, value pack, whatever it is. That stuff goes in the garbage. This goes on the coffee table.
Yes.
And that's the difference, essentially. So once you get there, we still continue to support new movers by we have social media pages. We have a thing called Extended Reach. So you're with Jessica at Highport Digital, right? So we also will display your ad in the as like a digital ad and a banner ad to them. I think several thousand impressions a month is kind of what we're estimating.
Right on.
But so if you want. It's not just the print, but those same people are going to be exposed to your brand here and Be Local before it and your brand online. And it's just multiple touch points that actually create that trust. We're not really the company that's going to get you like 1,000 calls, right? In a month, right? Like that's not the model.
Well, and for the referral based and that sort of warm transfer universe, it's perfect because when the call comes in, there's all of that connectivity already there. And you already know, like, okay, these folks are kind of cut from the same cloth of the people that we want, and the people that we already do business with. And they're going to feel much better. The newbies that just moved here, they're going to feel much better because it's not hey, like come in today at 50% off, book your, and it's like, whoa, hold up, because I still get stuff from every single, like, it's Realtor 101 where like the things go out and then all of a sudden I see 17 of the same thing, like the variation on a theme. Like, okay, somebody somewhere saw that thing went out and then they had to do it, and it's like, oi, know, and the same thing goes with, I don't know if this stuff just runs in cycles, but the guy that I got my Invisalign from, I don't know, 7 years ago, still has me on the drip campaign. And like you said, just goes, it's like, I know who I used. If if I need him again, I'll go back. But it was interesting just to see, like, once I started hearing about all this and then seeing the stuff, then I open the mail and it's like, oh, okay. Because there is some stuff like set it and forget it. If you've got $1,000 or a month or whatever to blow on postcards and just like if you get one deal out of it, it pays for itself. Like in the realtor world, that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
If you have the budget. But if you're trying to do like, I don't know, oil change or mufflers or whatever, it just becomes this like cascade of stuff. And then it becomes, well, the only way I'm going to do that is if I need that thing the moment that I open the mailbox and see the card. And that's highly unlikely.
Yes. Yeah. Hitting somebody. I always say that with the real estate agent. It's like, how often are you going to give them a phone call and be like, hey, you looking to sell your house? And like, by golly, I am.
Yes.
Like,
I just decided that right as I was picking up the phone.
It's like, that doesn't work, right? So what is working? It's the constant exposure, the trusted brands. It's
like
being
what you
the
said, where it's
expert.
like the 3 to 5 times that they see the logo, they kind of understand it and then it shows up.
Yeah.
Where it sets the table.
Yeah.
Versus, boy, I hope I get them on that exact, like the lightning strike, which is not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and I think I want these people, like our business partners here. I don't want you just to buy an ad and go away. Like, I need you to continue to support.
Yes.
Like, so let's say we get ABC fencing in here, right? And just like we had Brian Murphy and his team for like A-Action inspections, right? So we have ABC fencing comes in here. They get exposed to the brand here. Their ads are being shown to new movers in online. But then we also come in here and we say, hey, let's talk about fencing issues specifically in Plano, right?
Yes.
We've got soil issues. We got this. Let's just show up as an expert. Like, here's how you can keep that stain, your fence, 4 more years before you need it repainted.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
The thing of like top 3 things that and no offense to anybody that is in the real estate side of things, but it's like top 3 things that the buyer's agent might not know to look at whenever you're looking at 17 homes. It's like they're not going to do they wouldn't have the bandwidth to do due diligence on every little single factor. So it's like, okay, the top 3 things that somebody moving in might need to know about their fencing or their foundation.
So like how to check for like when it's going to fail. Like, this is when it costs $20 to fix, and if you wait a month, it's going to cost $500 to fix.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. Like, hey, a zip tie here is going to save you a bunch of money.
Right.
Like a zip tie and a phone call. Like, those are the things that and we're not selling ABC fencing in this scenario. Like, I want business partners that are educating the people in the community.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, then you can go pound sand.
Exactly. There's really no need for you.
Yeah, like there's plenty of other people that are good folks in the area that really want to do right by the people in their community, just because they live here.
Yes, and the thing that I love about that, which gets me fired up, is the idea of merging like print and digital and studio and content, where all of a sudden you have this sort of unstoppable force to where like, hey, if you advertise in the magazine, we'll do like the Be Local show. Like, this looks like Austin's got it dialed in with the blue.
I came in and I was like, hey, can you throw the logos and stuff? We're gonna make this look like a Be Local show. Kind of test it out,
and it
today.
looks kick ass.
Yeah, and thank you, Austin. 10 minutes, Austin.
Yes,
cranking around.
And that's why he's here.
That's why we've got a great production specialist.
And so, but like this is the perfect arena for somebody to come in and do exactly what you said and make it super, niche as far as for Plano, because then they go away with content, and it's something like, oh, you advertise here, you get, whatever. And rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, I tell you, I've got a meeting this afternoon at like 4 with the car dealership, and they've seen me on this thing and like around, and they want to do a podcast here. So we'll talk to them about this. Yeah, he's like, no, because it's like car talk. He's like, hey, I got a bunch of guys that use car a lot. Like, it's dirty. Like, they've got all sorts of stories. Like, it's funny. We just have to do a podcast. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about that too. Because I was like, I came to talk about. I called them to talk about Be Local, but they know who I am. Like, a lot of my meetings this week are like warm leads. Or people that can call and be like, hey, I'm doing something new. I've been working with you for 12 years. Never did wrong by you before. So like, hear me out.
Yes. And then one of the things is you actually have the ability to have content that is proof of concept, where it's like, hey, here's what we do. Here's what so now we're going into black space. The camera overheated.
Oh, okay.
Switch to camera 2. There we go. All right, now we're back. What I was saying is, so you have the ability to have proof of concept where, like you said, the A1 guy, all of the things that have already been done, and then you say like, oh, people actually see you. Because like now, dude, we go to like Far North or any big realtor event, and it's like, man, you guys are everywhere.
Right, that's the perception, right?
Yes, and like perception is reality. And the idea that that can do so much more legwork, digitally than you could ever do, whether it would be cold calls, whether warm transfers, whatever. There's just so much more mileage to be gotten out of the content game, and we can ramp up everybody's and like level up everybody.
Well, Corey says all the time with making videos and things, and he's I forget how he says it, but he's basically like, would you consider, how many people did you saw your last post, and somebody's like 100 or like 200, and like, yeah, and you get sad because you only got 200 views, but if I told you that you were going to get in front of 200 people with your message today, like, and
you have a completely different way of looking at it.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. So if you're touching the right people with that message,
yes,
200 views on something might be exactly what you need, right?
Yes,
I mean,
1,000%.
At some point, like, not going viral means you're probably hitting the people that you want to touch.
Well, people get caught up in the vanity metrics, thinking that they actually mean something or move the needle. And, I have the hustle porn stuff going constantly and like the marketing stuff going constantly. And then I was listening to one guy where he was talking about, as a marketing strategy, he talked to some gal who, she was like a chiropractor or something that you wouldn't think like you would be like, oh yeah, that's never going to go viral. But she had like whoever it is that says like, if you have 1,000 true fans, you could survive no matter what. And it was like, she had something, mundane, like 3,000 followers on Instagram, but she was doing $1 million a year based on the people that were seeing that stuff, and it's like, clearly you don't need 10 million views. It's like, okay, that would make you feel like, oh, they like me or I'm popular or whatever. But it's like, yeah, TXU isn't going to take that as like payment for your electric bill. And that's the whole thing behind what we do most of the time here is, let's just get it out there, because I can guarantee if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. And like you said, if you get in front of the right 200 people, well, okay, 1% of the people called you, but it was like the 1% that actually needed what you're selling. Big difference.
For sure. And I love, it's so rewarding to see some of the content, like the subject matter expert stuff that we did, like when we did Brian and Brenda, the A-Action inspections. Now I see like on their feed, they're sharing all that stuff. I'm like, this is good stuff.
Yes.
Right? Because if you're scrolling through and if it's an ad, like, real quick, it's like, hey, let me tell you, like you're on the feed and it's like, here's your 5, whatever. Like I scroll past. But with the way Brian, like, I feel like I'm jumping into the middle of a conversation. The way
it's like
the
you're
way
literally
some of those
eavesdropping.
videos. Yeah, so you drop in, it's like he's almost mid-sentence, and he's like, the thing about blah blah blah, and you're like, oh shit, foundation.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that wind shear really could make some of those cracks in my foundation. And what looked like foundation cracks to me could be like wind shear on the loads of the house. Yeah, and I was like, okay, and so like every one of those clips, I learned like a little nugget new.
Yes,
and he just continues to drip that out, and I just think it's great. It's your billboard, like it's a value billboard.
Yes.
For somebody to go past all the time.
Well, and you can't underestimate the visibility, because everybody's feed is overloaded with just whatever, with garbage. And it's like, we joked with Corey about like, yeah, man, it's like YouTube is bots making videos for bots that are commented on by bots, so it's just like this snake eating its tail. Yet in the world of the local, I need people, I don't need like a cool animated, flow chart or infographic. I want people, and I want to know that the person that I'm reaching out to actually lives here and actually knows what they're doing. And it's like show, don't tell. And it's the perfect. I'm fired up just for the way that everything kind of converges and it all makes sense.
Yeah. So the rest of this week, I'm setting up some meetings. Our goal is to get this Be Local thing launched in the early spring. So again, I need if anybody's out here watching, you're like, hey, I got the best roof, or like I want to get involved. I want to make Plano a better community. DMs, direct message, find me. You know how to find me. I'm around a lot of places.
Oh yeah.
So what else? Oh, Wayne's birthday.
Yes.
Holy cow. Austin, come here. We're gonna sing. It is Fired Up Friday. Wayne Salmon's birthday today.
Yes. The Hero Nation.
Hero Nation. I haven't sang him my happy birthday video yet, so I'm gonna have to do both. But it's
there you go.
Because I always get in trouble whenever I do a happy birthday video with the group, and then they always come back and they're like, "Where's my happy birthday video?" And I was like, "I did it with everybody." He's like, "No, but like it's not the same." All right, are we 2-shot? Come here, right in the middle, Austin. Come on. Yeah, there's a
You gotta be on the mic.
All right. Oh yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Wayne. Happy birthday to you.
Man, Rick's got a good voice. He's got this like smooth, silky. I didn't expect that from you. Very good.
It's like the Beatles, where they don't have the English accent when they sing. I don't have like the gargling whiskey and gravel.
I love it. It's great.
Right on.
Okay, well, hey, see you next Monday. Y'all take care.
Yes.
Yeah, we're out.